Once raging, these waters eventually calmed, and a spirited Red Lodge chose to start again.
You know, it's always going to be this time of year at the forefront of our minds. Oh, probably all the way up there.
Heidi Hoffman's basement looks a whole lot different than it did back then.
So where does that put us? Right? Yeah, I mean, it just puts you right there at that top. It went the whole way to the top.
That's how high the river rose.
The water was up to the basement door.
This is Red Lodge Main Street.
She, like many, was overcome with grief.
I cried over a lot of those things.
But somehow, she also felt lucky.
I was just so thankful that nothing happened to the house. And that does change your perspective quickly.
And of course, we saw others not so fortunate.
It just was way too much for any house to handle. We got a knock on the door that said we should evacuate. And of course, we didn't right away. We just kind of watched.
Heidi remembers it all so vividly.
It really didn't seem bad, but we didn't know what was going on further. That wasn't communicated. It was just, you know, hey, there's a potential for the water to be coming down Broadway. You need to evacuate.
Little did they know, upstream, a catastrophe was brewing.
By the time we got home, we couldn't even get to the house.
Red Lodge played front and center to it all.
And you just don't know how the course that Mother Nature's going to take.
The numbers were staggering. 300 homes evacuated, 150 flooded.
I don't know that there's one person in Red Lodge that didn't suffer financially.
But Mayor Kristen Cogswell says the community found strength.
One of the things, though, that will always stick with me is how people came together to do the best they could. And I think that that would happen under any circumstance, and I'm very proud of our community to see that it did.
For Heidi, strength first met pumping massive amounts of water from the bowels of her basement.
Water everywhere out in the yard. It was just like a river everywhere.
Then sandbagging, which the community did a lot of this year.
But it was fast moving for sure.
Heidi lost many precious possessions.
Stuff. It's all replaceable, except the memorabilia, of course, but.
When the river changed its course, it changed the lives of those living here. But it left behind lessons for another year ahead.
Maybe as time goes on, you will rest a little easier, but I'm sure that, you know, it's always going to be this time of year at the forefront of our minds, just not knowing.
In Red Lodge, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.